Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well and that you're staying safe. It's Jen from Vine Styles, and today we're going to be doing our Friday feature, which it is guest favorite, and it is the 2018 Domaine du Salvard, and it's from the Cheverny appellation, which is in the Loire Valley. And it is really exciting, and I have some stuff to talk about, and we're going to be trying it, and I can't wait for you. Yay! And this is, like I said, our guest favorite, and so I know a bunch of you are going to be jumping up and down right now like I am. Okay, let's get on to it. The estate was once attached to the lordship of Fougères-sur-Bièvre, so it was actually built in the 11th century, and it was fortified, and then it was rebuilt in the 14th century. And then because it was fortified and everything as well, and because the name is Domaine du Salvard, they think that it's also a reference to some justice. So they think that they were a justice sort of family or some sort of work that was happening out of that area, because they think that Salvard or Salvert is similar to salvation. So that's kind of a cool little thing about it as well. It is noted actually that there is remnants or just a couple of stones left over from a medieval castle, which is really, really cool. And then in the 1900s, Maurice Delaye, the grandfather of the today's owners, bought the estate, or bought the estate called, and at the time it was called Les Salvards, and he began to modernize it and revamp the vineyards, because what was happening was the vineyards there were actually just being overlooked, like it wasn't an actual running domain before. So they began to replant their vines and everything, and then later on his son Gilbert and his wife took over, and they started growing about 10 hectares of vines at the time, and then they went up to 30 hectares, and now I believe that they're up to 45 hectares of cropland. And now today running the estate is the sons, or the fifth generation of winemakers actually, and it's Emmanuel and Thierry Delaye that actually run and manage the vineyard themselves. So they do a lot of manual labor. A little bit about the blend itself. It is 85% Sauvignon Blanc and 15% Chardonnay. The winery here actually specializes in Sauvignon Blanc, and it's just because their soils are just perfect for it, right? So they have a lot of clay, limestone, and sand, so you get a lot of structure and the minerality, but also with that sand, it helps with the fruity notes as well. Okay, so here we're at my janky map wall, and we're looking at the Loire Valley map. And just to give you an idea of where the Cheverny AOC is located, it's actually right here in this area. So it's more so in the Touraine area instead of the central valley or central vineyards of the Loire Valley, where Sancerre and Pouilly-Fumé and everything is. So it's actually close to Osly, and it's like about 60 minutes north of that. Cool maritime. Not necessarily with the maritime influences as Saumur or Anjou. They tend to have a little bit more continental and a little bit more balanced. Are you guys ready to taste? Because I am. Let's go. All right, look at that color. Just tiny little bubbles in there. I don't know if you can see them. I can already smell it coming out of the glass, even though I haven't actually done the official smell yet, so it's exciting. Woo! All right, so it has pronounced aromatics, meaning that it kind of jumps out of the glass at you. I find that it's very pretty though. There's a lot of floral on there. It's almost as though you're walking through an open field, and there's a lot of flowers. And there's some green grass, so I smell some green herbaceous kind of notes in there, some grassy notes. And there's a little bit of kind of a musk too, and I almost get a slight lychee fruit. There's lots of gooseberry in there, some grapefruit, some great acid sort of smells, so some citrusy notes. That's where the grapefruit comes from. I get some nectarine in there and some peach, but it kind of sits at the back more, where I find that the floral and the grapefruit notes tend to be more pronounced than the stone fruits. It also has a little bit of a mineral note. I think it's more on the chalky side, but it's still very fruity, floral first, and then it gets into that minerality in the back. Okay, on the palate, great acidity. I keep drooling. It's about a medium, almost medium minus body. I found it very, very light, very refreshing though. Maybe it sits about a medium body. There is a lot of grapefruit, a lot of gooseberry. You get some more floral notes, but you definitely figure out that that is definitely a chalky note as well. There's more chalk on the palate than there is on the aromas. You get more green fruit and white fruit, so crispy nectarine that's kind of underripe. And then I get like a green apple note as well. And then you get some grapefruit, some citrus, some white floral, and chalky notes. Like it almost feels as though the colors of this wine are white and green, with maybe a little bit of like pink grapefruit in there too. It is so light, so crisp. I'm finding that there's also a little bit of, I don't know if it's quite necessarily a saline note to it, but I find that there's a little bit of slight pastry note, but very, very, very slight. Which makes me think that it has been resting on some lees for a little bit. So I would do maybe some lighter foods to pair with this, some seafood like scallops or white fish, some white chicken, like some white poultry sort of meats, lighter style, light salads. You could go into even a fruit salad as well, but I would stick to everything very, very light in style to accompany this wine. It's just pretty. Like, it's one of those wines that you want to just sit around and sniff all day and just be happy and just like... All right, well, this was really fun. I really enjoyed this wine. Once again, this is the Domaine du Salvard from Cheverny, and it's 25% off 6 packs this week. I hope you guys take advantage of it. It is another really tasty wine, easy to drink. I know a bunch of you are super excited that this is the next special. We have been chatting about it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. All right, take care. Bye.